Okay, we're going to take a quick tour here of the new Ask New Media site. I'm using the software Camtasia, and hopefully I'll give you a good overview. Here at the top we have the date, where it says headlines. This would be a news ticker. When I set the parameters, it'll be a scrolling text. Here's a search box that we have added. If you add a query in here and click check here, it'll search the site for the information that you made the query about. Here we have our top menu, and there are drop downs which will initiate on the inner pages, so to speak. When we first set up this template, when we first set up this Joomla site, we're using the Beast 2, I think it's called, site, and I created a second module for the menu items, for child items, and I'm probably going to change that back to use the default drop downs that come with this template. There's a little bit of a conflict there. This template is produced by Joomla. It's a pretty complex template. It has a lot of extensions, components, plugins, modules, plus a few that I added, and actually 2 HTML modules that I had to create to make things work. This here should be sliding. This is should be changing. There's 4 different articles or categories that are set to this, but they're not working at the moment, and that happened when we switched from Joomla 1.6 to 1.7. Probably an uninstall and a reinstall and a visit to some forum is going to give me the solutions of how to make that work. Moving down here on the right, we have JA Bulletin, which is a list of articles that are published. Here's the most read, also another module position here, showing the most read. It's a news type of template, but I want to have some interactivity, so I have added a like box, a Facebook like box, and it's pointing to another site I have set up for my magazine efforts. Of course, here, these are the categories that are sent to the front page, and you have parameters that you can set for that, how many items you want to be showing, and everything is about parameters with these with the Joomla sites. Here I've added a Twitter module. Again, with social media, I'm trying to be more active, so I'm beginning to tweet from my phone. I have a little Android phone, which I like very much. This is our main content area, and there's one article there. There'll be more, but we just set it for one. Now, the site is, of course, in development, and we're still working out the bugs. Here's one of the modules that I had to create using the HTML. Normally, I would use the All Videos plugin, but it wasn't available for this Joomla 1.6, so I had to take the embed from YouTube. This is a video that I created for project at work for this UNCSD 2012. It's a big event that the United Nations is doing to help save our environment, and I created it almost a year ago, and I had it on YouTube, so I had to grab the embed and put it into the module and set the parameters again so it would fit in this width and not blow out the template. Down here, the JA comments, it's another component that I've added. With the component, there is a module and I think 5 or 6 plugins that help support it, and maybe I'll show you a look at that in a minute. A big feature with websites these days is having a contact form. Notice we got some little crazy tags up here. I'm not sure why they're in here, but you have to sort it out. They are only showing up on this Mac. I'm using a Mac tonight. My PC's having some trouble. I think maybe we've caught a virus and the sound's down, so I'm now working on the Mac. And here's the other module I created. It's a Google map. I went to Google, typed in an address, actually our address here, and I wanted to embed the map through the WYSIWYG that show up in the other information. However, that wasn't working, so I had to create a separate HTML module, and I embedded the code in here. Here's the contact form. You'd add your name, your email. You could send yourself a copy, and I would receive this information, and then click here, and that's that's where the map should have went. When I embedded the same code I did here, it was kind of wiped up and it gave you a link. And the link, when you open it up, it doesn't create a new page, which I find problematic. And I might try to change the PHP so at least it opens up in a new page. Because if you close it out, then you're out altogether, and that's really frustrating to me as a user. We did some usability testing on this the other day, remotely, both Bob and I. It was a little bit of a challenge, but it worked out well, except for some of the audio we're using our cell phones. Here in the members section, I have the contact form. I don't want everybody to be able to log into this site, so there's where the contact form is, and not anybody can just log in to have access to the site. Those that would log in would be staff, and once they log in, they'll have access to another menu. But also down here you can see there's the comment. And when you add a comment here, and this you do have to log on, but you could log in with Facebook, and or you could just make your post, and then one of the administrators would have to approve it. I'm going to go up here for a second. Let's see if I can actually log in. And go log in. Whoa, look at that. We managed to log in. And I'm going to go back to my home page. We're going to look at one of these articles. Let's look at the photography section. That should give us a drop down. See, now that I'm in the second page, the second module is showing up. I'm going to change that. Then we'll go to the nature. And here's the Simple Image Gallery. It's a plugin that we used. It gave some of us some trouble, but this one's working for the moment. And I think it really, with this light box, this gray box, they call it light box, gray box, goes by a number of names. Gives a real nice feature for showing photos. Being that I'm a photographer, I found that very important. And it has this navigation where you can go forward or back, and I think this is just a great way of showing images, sharing them with others. And if we go back up here now, you'll say there's a new button here. Now I'm in this article. I have access to the staff menu because I'm a staff, and I've used a second template here, one of the Joomla templates that came with it, and I assigned it to the staff category. I changed the CSS here so we had some different look and colors, and I thought that the staff should have a different separate area that you knew you were in the staff area and you could leave tips and how-tos for other members, and I think that's just a useful way to have a different looking site for the access that we grant to the staff. And again, that's an issue with the access control. Some new feature for 1.6 and 1.7, which is terrific. 1.5, 1.0, they were limited with this, and it takes us back to our front page, newsletters, news. All these things are just in development mode, but the company I have, we do photography, we do desktop publishing, and we do web design. So you know, there's quite a few things that we have to offer in terms of services, and hopefully this site will work out a lot better. And now I have to figure out how to turn it off.